And this is truly my favorite outdoor potting soil. These seedlings have blown up quick, and it's time to transplant them into bigger containers. And for that, I'm gonna need some soil. I could transplant into a really great potting soil like this ocean forest right here, and that would go great. But honestly, most potting soils have perlite in them, and that's added in for aeration, and that keeps the plant's roots from getting too wet. It allows proper drainage. But the problem with perlite is over time, soil compresses around it and it floats to the top and it never breaks down. Now the perfect potting soil, what it would do, would have incredible drainage at the start when the plants are really small like this and growing into their new environment, right? But as they get bigger and those days get hotter, you want greater water retention. You want to hold as much water as possible. Now I've designed a soil that's super simple that holds more and more water. It's because of one single ingredient that I add in that I replace perlite with, rice hulls, okay? And I use these for everything. When you mix them with soil, they break down slowly over time. So they go from being these fast draining soils to over time, as the hot days come, they break down and they hold water like little marshmallows, which is amazing. So they work perfectly for an outdoor potting soil. Now, what do I mix them with? I take a raised bed mix. And what makes a great raised bed mix? Well, basically it's a potting soil with no aeration, right? So they've taken all the good stuff from a potting soil like that ocean forest I mentioned, but stripped out the perlite, but very similar ingredients. Ingredients like peat, worm castings, organic fertilizers. Let's see what else there is. Cocoa is a great ingredient I like to see. Biochar is another one. It's got all of that already chalked in it, but it doesn't have aeration. So for these current seedlings, my plan is to just up pot most of them into these 1 gallons of that raised bed rice hull mix, and then transition into my raised beds at my home. So what closer than the soil they're going to be transitioning to, a raised bed soil. So it's going to reduce transition shock, which is exactly what I'm hoping to do. Now for this, I'm going to do about a 3-to-1 of rice hulls to raised bed soil mix. I'm actually going to be using guinea pig enriched rice hulls, which most people will not have access to. Guinea pigs eat hays and straws and produce these beautiful little pellets right here, which are slow release fertilizer pellets that are added in. So it's great because I won't have to fertilize as soon as I would if I were just using straight rice hulls. But for most of you out there, just use straight rice hulls and just plan to fertilize a little quicker than I'll be doing. So let's do this, about 5 gallons of the rice hulls first. I'm gonna put that on the bottom since it's lighter. About 15 gallons of soil. Now, if I planted directly a plant into this, I'd be really worried about root rot. Now, it's raised bed mix, right? So if you put this in your yard, it's got all the soil and sand and ground below to drain through, but in a container, it tends to get too wet. But look at this. Now, you could, I'm doing a 3-to-1 ratio right here. You could do less, you could do more, and it's gonna depend on how often you wanna water, how often you wanna fertilize. You know, if you wanna be out there watering all the time and you want a ton of control, especially in the short run, you could do less. I found a 3-to-1 with rice hulls to a heavy, raised bed soil mix to be a nice ratio. I'll show you what this looks like. And there's your perlite-free outdoor potting soil. Isn't that pretty? I love the way it looks, feels, and smells. And the best part is, this soil mix I've found, most potting soils you don't want to reuse. I've really found the second go round of this sort of soil with the rice hulls rather than perlite works even better the second round. You just got to re-amend with a few things, top off. I'll even add more rice hulls in to get that aeration back up. It works awesome. And this is truly my favorite outdoor potting soil. Let me show you 2 ways on how I use this soil. The first is just using this, where I'm going to transition these seedlings into a 1-gallon pot, and basically it's a hardening off container. We're going to start moving it outside slowly over time. In about 3 weeks, I'm going to transplant out of the 1 gallon. It's really about root growth and vegetative growth and better prep to put a really nice, healthy, big plant outside. All right, I'm going to transplant these red curry winter squash out. I'm just going to pop them out of this cocoa brick. Their roots are popping through. Try not to destroy too many roots. All right, that looks good. All right, so I'm gonna put a little in the bottom, maybe a little more. All right, like that. I'm just gonna plop them right in, hold them up, and do a little more cover on top. Now there's one more thing, since we already have rice hulls, or in my case, guinea pig enriched rice hulls, that I'm gonna do for this, and that's called a mulch layer. And I'm just gonna top them off with rice hulls. Now the reason I'm doing this is it's gonna keep water in. It's going to keep the top dry, and it's going to reduce insects from laying eggs and burrowing in here, like pest insects, like fungus gnats. And it's also going to reflect light, which is going to keep the roots cooler. So many characteristics that I love. And it looks pretty too, doesn't it? So good to go. Now, for the next few weeks, I'm going to transition this in and out until I put it in the ground once it's warm enough. Now, option two, say you wanted to transplant these beautiful pink boar tomatoes into their forever home, right? Where you're going to actually produce tomatoes, let's say a 10-gallon container. Let me show you what I'd do. I would take this 10-gallon container and I would put about 4 inches of soil, of this existing soil that we just built, into the bottom. At which point, I'd add a thin layer of a really high quality all-purpose fertilizer, like this down-to-earth one right here, into it and put that layer down. I would then put another few inches of soil down of this. Then I'd put the plant on top and fill in around it and put the rice hull mulch layer on top of that. Now the reason I would do that is it gives the plant a really gentle soil to start off in. And then as it grows, its roots can dip into this really fertilizer-rich environment, which is timed perfectly with when it's starting to produce fruits. So this has worked really well for me. I've tried this out and I've made it through an entire season without having to add fertilizer, with really successful fruiting tomatoes and cucumbers and you name it. I hope you enjoyed learning about my favorite outdoor potting soil. I would love to hear about yours, so shoot us a comment and stay tuned. Like and subscribe if you want to watch how these plants do throughout the summer once we put them down in the ground.